Hi, Raymond Jimenez here, and today we're going to continue our discussion. And today's topic is going to be about building your leadership skills. Now, I got to tell you that leadership is one of the areas that I am super passionate about, and I take a lot of time and effort in being the best leader that I can because I understand the true value of working for a great leader. Now, there's a lot of questions about leadership, and one of those questions are leaders born or made? And the truth of the matter is, or the answer is both. People have to have certain leadership qualities already in them and part of them. And the other component is that they have to be made into great leaders. None of the people that we know of in history that are great leaders didn't develop the skills at some point or another. So as a leader, you need to develop yourself. The only way that you can develop yourself as a leader is through personal development. One of the things that I do a lot is I read books on leadership. I model behaviors after strong leaders. And I got to tell you something, that working for leaders that are not strong sometimes is the biggest opportunity that you can get to develop your leadership skills, because you get to see what not to do, right? I've had instances where I've had really strong leaders and not so strong leaders. The really strong leaders are very dominant and they just do things, and they don't necessarily give you an opportunity for you to fail forward, so to speak, as John Maxwell was saying in his book. They only give you a model, but you don't get an opportunity to put it in practice. Whereas a not so strong leader gives you an opportunity for you to physically see the areas of opportunities, and then now you can do something about that through your development, through your skill sets, right? Your building of skill sets. So leadership is truly important. Now, what tends to happen to all of us is that we go from a individual contributor role to a leadership role. And what that means is that you were the best at what you're doing, right? Bam, 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 bam. You're banging things out. And then one day someone says, hey, you're the top gun, the best in class, right? You are the high performer of the group. What we're going to do is make you the leader, right? Now, in business, a lot of time that happens and we feel great about the additional responsibilities, but the average people, the average folks fail at leadership because they aren't prepared to take on the additional responsibilities, right? As a leader, your approach changes completely. When you're an individual contributor, you have control over your destiny. You have the control over whether or not a report is completed in time or not. Whereas when you take on a leadership role, you have to depend on other people to get things done. And that could be sometimes the most frustrating and rewarding component of your leadership, right? When you've got people who don't deliver, it's frustrating because you invest in them and then they're not able to sort of complete the task on a timely basis or at all. But when you invest in people, you give them the freedom to do their job, you encourage them and you fill them with information, then you are able to now see their success, and their success turns into your success. I will tell you that in any business, if you know how things are done, you will always have a job. If you know why, you will be the leader, right? The other thing that is common is that doers have a job, but thinkers will become the boss, right? Because the thinkers are the ones that are thinking ahead, are thinking strategically, are thinking about not only what needs to be done, right, but how it should be done as well, right? And a lot of times we only focus upon solving a problem for one, when a strategic thinker or a leader is thinking about solving a problem for 1,000 or solving it altogether. So your approach to leadership has to be a component of different things. Number one is your personal development. Continue to grow and learn more about leadership. Model your behaviors around other great leaders. Learn from poor leaders so that way they can be your sort of guide. The second thing is that as you develop, as you sort of grow as a leader, you need to pour that information